The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Monday, the 24th day of November, 2025. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and a big shout out to HSBC Bermuda for ensuring that we can do this with you on a regular basis and pump through the radio airwaves on Hot 107.5 with these most important community conversations. I'm Jamal Hartman, and we'll have a news break from Simone Vaughn in a bit. Happy Monday to you all. How is everyone doing? You all good this morning? Everyone have a great weekend, a safe weekend, a productive weekend, anything to shout about? Anyone excited? I must say, because I do get hate mail sometimes. So in advance, I'm letting you all know that it's a short week on the Daily Hour. All right. Monday through Thursday. Because you know how we do. We act like, Bermudians. Bermudians have this thing where we're not an independent country, but we celebrate other countries' independence, right? We do that thing where we celebrate other countries' holidays better than them. So we're going to do that this week. Can we have a shake? That's what I thought. Okay. So hopefully you all are geared up and take some time to yourselves, because you can't take me every day. You don't want to deal with me every day. So you need a break from me, right? So that's what we're going to give you. We're going to give you a break from me. All righty. All right, folks. Well, greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome Heather Brewer on from the CPA school, Atlantic School, of Business. She's coming on to discuss what people need to know about pursuing a CPA in Canada. The daily play is going to be, we're starting holiday trivia today. Yes, holiday trivia is starting today. Yeah. So get your thinking caps on. It's that time of year, folks. Also, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, let's do this. We've got a question for you because something very concerning happened in Bermuda yesterday. This is your daily discussion brought to you by our friends at Titan, Express, and Secure. The questions of the morning is, what more can be done to ensure public safety at local events? And do you believe the police should be present at all events? Do you believe the police should be present at all events? All right, what am I talking about this morning? What are we discussing this morning, you may be asking? Well, from the Royal Gazette, our friends over at the Royal Gazette, titled "Paget Match Called Off After Attempt to Assault Player." So a Premier Division football match between Paget and Devonshire Colts was cancelled yesterday afternoon after an attempt was made to attack a Paget player during the warm-up. The Bermuda Police Service were called to Southampton Oval just before 3 p.m. when a group of about 5 men were able to evade security and tried to assault a member of the Paget squad. The player is believed to be unharmed. After the incident, referee Martin Wire consulted with both sets of coaches and the Bermuda Football Association match commissioner before calling the game off. A witness who was at the stadium, did not want to be named, said the incident was dealt with quickly. A group of 5 or 6 spectators evaded minimum security, trying to get on the pitch, with a mindset to attack an unnerved Paget player as the two sides warmed up to prepare for the match, the witness said. Darren Butch Burchell quickly called the police to alert them to the situation, and they arrived within 5 minutes. The attackers had already fled the scene before police arrived, and match officials and the security staff alerted them to what happened. Thankfully, the player attacked did not sustain any injuries. The incident was believed to have been in retaliation for an incident that took place at PHC Field on Friday night when a Paget player was involved in a confrontation with Southampton Rangers players and supporters. Burchell, president of Southampton Rangers, spoke to the Royal Gazette last night and laid out the details of the incident. This was a Paget home game, and we rent them the ground, but they are in charge of security, Burchell said. They usually do a great job and have no issues, but today I went down to changing rooms, and there were about 5 young men there that were aggrieved. There was an incident at PHC on Friday night after the football match that Rangers played there, and it involved a Paget player. During the warm-up this afternoon, the Paget player was taunting these guys, and they were adamant that they weren't going to let him play. A couple of people tried to talk them down, but they were aggrieved. Our sports chairman tried to have a word with 1 or 2 of the Paget leadership to see if the guy could be taken out of the team, but it didn't happen. Long story short, these 5 gentlemen then got past security and then entered the field to go after the player as both coaches were getting ready to line up to come on the field. Both clubs, sorry. Burchell immediately got on the phone and called the Bermuda Police Service and is angry that this incident could undermine the good community work the club is doing. We can't tolerate this, Burchell said. It's unfortunate that our ugly issues in society raise the ugly face during sport events sometimes. It's just unfortunate that it's happened at our club and at our field, and that everybody is going to think it's Rangers again. I'm sitting here with people in the community that are aggrieved at this. We were just sitting there talking about all the good things that we're doing and the positive stuff we're doing for our community, and this raises its ugly head. It's 1 step forward, 2 steps backwards, but we'll continue to think and do positive stuff here for the community. If and when we identify these people, we'll give them very long bans from Rangers. If they come on our premises, we'll call the police and have them charged with trespassing. We have to take these steps, and that's the only way we can move forward. All right, so your question of the morning, folks, is what can be done to ensure public safety at local events, and do you believe the police should be present at all these events? So, unfortunate incident at our Southampton Rangers involving Paget Lions and Devonshire Colts, but we know what happened. Right now, we know this incident will raise questions about how football matches in Bermuda are secured, perimeter control, storing, player safety protocols. Local football is more than just games. It's community pride, as you heard mentioned by Southampton Rangers president, Mr. Burchell. This undermines the good that they have been trying to do. The youth development, the social cohesion. Incident like this can truly undermine trust, scare away families, or discourage participation. The article did note that the attempted assault is believed to be linked to a previous confrontation and suggests deeper underlying issues such as rivalry and poor conflict resolution or community tension spilling into sport. I agree with the president of Southampton Rangers speaking about imposing long bans and cooperating with the police. And this opens the door to a discussion on stronger rules, clubs working with authorities, better fan education, and alternative dispute mechanisms. Because what's at stake is sporting venues becoming unsafe if they're not seen as unsafe to most people already. And this ripple effect touches youth participation, local businesses and sponsors in the image of sport in Bermuda. We have to find a path forward, right? We have to introduce better fan conduct policies, and make sure that we're engaging fans on these policies. We have to find a way to invest in safer infrastructure, training staff and fans and club members and players and officials on how to de-escalate. They have to know how to de-escalate to ensure that things don't go like this could have been. And we have to encourage everyone to be ambassadors of a mutual and cultural respect in our community. But this shouldn't be the norm. This should not be the norm in our community, regardless of whether you're a football fan or not. I tell you what, this is not just a football thing. This is a community problem, as we all know. And we've got to find a way to make these spaces safer for us all. A football game used to be a place where families went out. Like I was just talking to, I think it was my pops the other night, or I think it was someone the other night, and we were going across PHC. And I remember when PHC games used to be full like cup match when I was growing up. Just football games in general. You don't see that anymore. And these kinds of incidents are a reminder of why. So, question of the morning, and again, this is not just about football. We've seen this happen at Harbor Night and various other events. What can be done? What more can be done, I should say, to ensure public safety at local events? What more can be done? And do you believe the police should be present at all events? That's a yes or no. Do you believe that the Bermuda Police Service should be present at all events? I'm going to tell you, absolutely not. Absolutely. There's way too many events for the police to be present at. We shouldn't have to have a police state for people to act right and respect and dignity and love for their fellow men and women. I think that's using the police as a scapegoat. It's an excuse for bad behavior. Let's go to the audience. What more can be done to ensure public safety at local events? And do you believe the police should be present at all events? We've got Suzanne Ingham says, yes, police should be present at events to help just in case these nutcases want to cause trouble. But all should be in the lookout and nip it in the butt quickly. Enjoy your game. Be aware of what's going on around to help. All right. We've got Michelle White says, continue community outreach. Taking a hard stance on troublemakers, banning them could help. But if they are out for trouble, I fear they will catch the person outside. Indeed. Indeed. Mass BDA says, didn't Mark Wade say they have a committee that assesses games to determine what measures need to be in place for game to take place? What was the assessment for this game? Yes, he was on the show recently and he did speak about that. He did. And that would be a good question that we can put to what the Bermuda Football Association. And it's unfortunate because I saw some comments, people saying, oh, Devonshire Colts again. That's unfair on Devonshire Colts. It is unfair on them, especially when, according to the reports, it didn't involve Devonshire Colts players or fans. This is not a good look. Again, audience, what more can be done to ensure public safety at local events? And do you believe the police should be present at all events? And if you're just tuning in with us, there was an incident at Southampton Rangers field yesterday that, unfortunately had nothing to do with the club itself, but the club ground is rented to Paget Lions. But basically, the long story short is during the warm-up for a Premier Division match at Southampton Oval, a group of about 5 men evaded security and attempted to assault a Paget Lions player. The match between Paget and Devonshire Colts was subsequently called off. And the question of the morning is, what more can be done to ensure public safety at local events? And do you believe the police should be present at all events? Shawnette Bell says, no, they should not. They can do periodic check-ins, she's saying. Indeed. I would agree with that. Mark Arthur C. Phillips, he says, good morning. Yes, I do believe this should happen because our society is not like it was in the 70s. Okay. Suzanne Ingham says, if folks are looking out at the games, then I say the police won't be needed. All right. Ms. Ellen Kate Horton says, I don't believe the police should be at all events, but I do believe that each club should provide security. Well, as stated, the club, I believe in the article, Mr. Birchall said that they rent the field to Paget Lions, and therefore they would be responsible for security. If I'm not mistaken, I thought I read that somewhere just now. Yes, he says this was a Paget home game, and we rent them the ground, but they are in charge of security. Yeah. So I don't know. This is an interesting one because, again, I don't want us to look at this narrow like this is just football. There are so many events in Bermuda. We've seen this stuff happen at different kinds of events. And we need to nip it in the bud, as someone said earlier. And it's all good saying that the police should be present, maybe assess events, but we honestly don't know in a small community when it comes to public events who is going to show up. We just don't know. No, with football, yes. Unfortunately, some teams do carry different crowds that, based on recent history, may, present more challenges than others. So I get people saying, speaking about the assessment that the BFA mentioned previously. But what I don't want us to do is remove us being accountable for ourselves. We're adults. We know better, or at least we should. And if we don't know better, people around us know better. This should not be a norm for us at all. We should not be going to an event in Bermuda and have to worry about seeing people being chased with knives and weapons. That shouldn't be normal. But alas, here it is, 2025. Now, I know in some spaces people were saying, oh, this happened many years ago down at St. George's Cricket Club during a football game. I remembered it, plastered on the front page. How far have we come? Or gone back? I don't know about you all. But how do you get these kind of weapons on the ground? Question of the morning: what more can be done to ensure public safety at local events? What more can be done to ensure public safety at events? I'm gonna say that it's going to go to a place where, how you go on airplanes sometimes now and it's facial recognition. I know it's amateur sport, but these clubs are still private grounds. And it wouldn't surprise me if they start to take drastic measures to ensure the safety. Because no one wants that responsibility of knowing something happened on their property or under their watch. We've got to do better. Again, audience, what more can be done to ensure public safety at local events? And do you believe the police should be present at all events? This is your daily discussion brought to you by our friends at Titan Express and Secure. Tanya Cheeseman says, if there is awareness that an incident may be triggered, then yes, the police should be present. Otherwise, no. Fair? That's fair. Also, there's another part of this, because you've seen it, people put it out there. Should players with reputations or connections to certain activity be banned from playing football in Bermuda? We've heard those questions asked, and it's a hard one because you could have a player who is changing their life, right? They're trying to get on the right path, and sport may be an outlet. However, their previous reputation precedes that, and all of a sudden they end up in a space where the others haven't forgotten, and now they can't partake in something that's an outlet for them. But I'll tell you what, I think everyone in this audience will definitely agree with me in saying this. Something has to be done to ensure the public safety at events in Bermuda. And I know it's amateur sport, and I know the clubs are community clubs, not professional sports clubs or franchises. I know this. And there are many questions when incidents like this happen. I do believe that the referee and the Bermuda Football Association made the correct decision in calling the game. But as someone said, they didn't catch the person at the game, but they still may catch them elsewhere or the next game. We've got to do better. Rosalind Famous says 5 guys evading security to target a football player. There's a much scarier issue going on here. Yeah. It's much deeper than football. And there are a lot of questions that we need to ask ourselves. A lot of questions we need to ask ourselves. And what we need to do is stop asking, where were the police? I'm happy to hear they showed up within 5 minutes. How did we get here? Question number 1. And what are we going to do to ensure we don't remain here? Question number 2. Kenton Trott says, police should be present at every major or sporting event. However, this is impossible with the current staff and the police have. Indeed. So I'm going to use professional sports. So professional sports, they do have police at all major events, but they also have security. They work in tandem. Bermuda doesn't, if the police were at major events, then people would say, oh, well, where were the police when this happened? That's literally how we react to things. Kenton Trott also says what I said earlier. In addition, there's a balance as we do not want to become a police state. That's what I said earlier. Seriously. Mass BDA says, who will cover the cost of the police during being at every event? It's not free. Audience, we've got some issues in our community. We've got some questions that we need to answer. Give it some thought. Have some questions with your friends, your family, your colleagues. And make sure that whatever platform you may be streaming on, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter X, Instagram, make sure that you're sharing this conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues, because maybe they know something that can help resolve these issues in our community, but they're not part of the conversation. We need everyone on board. Final comment from the audience before we give thanks to Titan and Secure and do our news break. Manuela John says, even if the police have presence at every event, they will not necessarily be at the point of the incident. There is opposition to CCTV, but that may be needed here. Yeah. I agree with you, Manuela John. Dwayne Dickinson says, clubs must do what they have to do to keep the public safe. I concur. Folks, let's give some thanks to Titan Express and Secure. Then we'll have the news break. And after that, we will then bring in our guest for the day. We've got Heather Brewer. Really looking forward to that conversation. Anyone looking to change careers or, get a little advancement, you don't want to miss the conversation with Ms. Brewer. Let's show some love to Titan Express and Secure.
The Daily Discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Visit TitanEXBDA.com, your leading tour and transport provider specializing in Black History tours throughout the island. And SecureBDA.com for all your property management, waste management, residential, and commercial trucking needs. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is our commitment to you.
All right, let's go to Simone Vaughn for the Daily Hour news break. And then, like I said, we've got a very special guest coming up that you don't want to miss.
Good morning, Bermuda. Today's news is brought to you by People's Pharmacy. We've always been more than prescriptions. We're your partner in living well. Starting off today's news, around 1:20 p.m. on Sunday, the 23rd of November, a van and motorcycle collided on St. John's Road near Cox Hill in Pembroke. The motorcyclist was taken to the hospital with suspected head injuries, though the severity is still unknown. Police responded, processed the scene, and temporarily diverted traffic in the area, advising motorists to use alternate routes. The road has since reopened to normal traffic. Witnesses are asked to contact the police at 211. Next in the news today, the Ministry of Public Works and Environment announced the completion of major structural renewal works on the Glebe Road Bridge in Pembroke. After initial inspections revealed severe deterioration, Sunrise Construction Limited, supported by turnkey scaffolding, replaced corroded bearing pads, conducted hydraulic jacking, and carried out extensive concrete and steel repairs, including emergency fixes to 2 edge beams. Additional upgrades and targeted re-asphalting are expected to extend the bridge's lifespan by 15 to 20 years. Minister Josh J. Adams noted that the project reflects ongoing island-wide infrastructure improvements, thanking both the construction teams and the public for their cooperation. Continuing with our news for today, a routine football match between the Devonshire Colts and Paget Lions was abandoned Sunday afternoon after 5 armed men stormed the pitch at Southampton Rangers Sports Club in an apparent targeted attack on a Pageant player. Witnesses reported the men carried knives and chased the player, who escaped unharmed before the attackers fled. Police arrived moments later, securing the area as officials moved spectators and players to safety. The investigation is now underway, with authorities reviewing CCTV footage to identify any of the suspects and determine a motive. Last in the news for today, the Delta Sorority Bermuda Alumni Chapter held its annual Children's Reading Festival on Saturday, bringing together families for a day of stories and celebration. Several government ministers took part by reading to children and presenting literacy awards to outstanding young readers. The event was made possible through the efforts of Chapter President Shawnette Smith, sorority members, and the many organizers, volunteers, and vendors who contributed to a memorable day for Bermuda's youth. Now it's time to take a look at the forecast. For the weather today, we're looking at a high of 72 degrees and a low of 68. Chance of precipitation is currently at 50%, with scattered showers expected throughout the morning. That's all for the news break today. My name is Simone Vaughn, and thanks for tuning in.
Alrighty, thank you so much for that, Simone. Just want to add, folks, so there was another single vehicle collision on Middle Road near T.N. Tatum involving a car and a wall. Initial reports indicate that an elderly female occupant was injured in the incident. The severity of her injuries has not yet been determined. She has been taken to KEMH for further treatment. Traffic diversions are currently in place at Burnhouse Hill and Tamarind Vale Road, and motorists should expect delays in the area until it has been cleared. Also, late last evening, the police shared that there was a serious road traffic collision at approximately 9:45 on Sunday, the 23rd of November, 2025, in the area of Trinity Church Road, Hamilton Parish. The collision involved a motorcycle and a parked car. Preliminary information suggests that the male motorcycle rider sustained serious head and neck injuries as a result of the collision. He was transported to King Edward Memorial Hospital for treatment of those injuries. All right, so anyone has information about either incident, please contact the police on 211 at the earliest opportunity. So wishing all those injured in these recent collisions speedy recovery. But I also want to encourage people, and we'll go through some things on a subsequent episode, to be more alert, aware, and slow down when operating vehicles on Bermuda's roads. All right, for your days of the year, here we have days of the year. Today is Celebrate Your Unique Talent Day. So I'm going to ask everyone in the audience to do us a favor and tell us, what is your unique talent? What's your unique talent? So my unique talent, I don't think talking is a unique talent, but this is what I do for a living. I don't know. Unique talent. I'm not, I don't know, folks. I don't know what unique, I mean, maybe doing sales. Like, I know how to I don't, what's my unique talent? Okay, maybe voiceovers. I do voiceovers for people. Maybe that's a unique talent. But audience, what is your unique talent? It's in honor of unique talent. Celebrate your unique talent day. What is a unique talent that you have? Like, can you do any of that Ripley stuff? Believe it or not, like I don't have skills like that. Unique talent. What is your? You know what? My unique talent is maintaining my composure these days when watching my sports teams. Yeah. All right, let's go. We've got one. Sloan Johnson says, I can crochet by sight. Okay. I can see something and recreate it without a pattern. Well, excuse me. What else, audience? Come on, audience. You don't have any unique talents? My goodness. You all are taking after me. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with our very special guest for the day. We've got Heather Brewer coming on. She's speaking to us about how you can pursue your CPA in Canada. Stick with us. In the meantime, make sure you give us a like, love, follow, share the link with your friends, your family, your colleagues. We'll be back in a few.
Take a look at our workwear for construction workers and tradesmen. Durable, stretchable in all the right places and plenty of options for tools and accessories. Here with our wide range of tough and comfortable footwear, you can't go wrong. As you can see, Medical House really is a one-stop shop for everybody. We can't wait to see you.
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Discover Drop It, your go-to grocery delivery. Browse and select from a wide range of groceries, from fresh produce to daily essentials. Our friendly drivers deliver fresh groceries to your door fast, saving you time and hassle. With Drop It, you get fresh groceries delivered fast so you can focus on what really matters. Drop It, freshness at your doorstep, delivered to your door with Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
At HSBC, how we do business in our community is as important to us as what we do for our community.
We are here at Hungry Bay with HSBC today. We're planted over 500 mangroves using 2 different methods. This work is very vital for our mangrove ecosystem and would not be possible without HSBC's generous support.
I am super happy that we have a team here of colleagues helping us replant some of the mangroves. Mangroves are critical for preserving coastal nature, and with recent hurricanes they have been taken away by waves. By replanting them, we are really helping nature be at its best.
Thank you so much for HSBC for sponsoring the Microforest Project, but by extension, the Hungry Bay Restoration Project.
Thank you to all of the charities, corporate partners, and HSBC volunteers for your commitment to our community.
SCARS stands for Saving Children and Revealing Secrets, and we are a Bermuda nonprofit organization whose mission is to reduce the risk of child sexual abuse and to be an advocate and a voice for children who've been sexually molested, as well as their affected family. New media like the Daily Hour is really important in partnering with organizations like SCARS. It's another platform for us for awareness. There can be no radio silence as it relates to child sexual abuse, and we need as many initiatives as we can get. We need to keep this message alive. In terms of us and the work that we do, live engagement is good because it allows the audience to ask questions, to make comments, even to provide us with encouragement and support. What I love about the live engagement when SCARS is being interviewed by Jamel is just this feeling of safety. this feeling that he gets it. He cares about children. It's a connection.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Big Show. Jamal Hartman here. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lenders, People's Pharmacy, and HSBC. We want to give thanks for supporting us and having these conversations with you on a regular basis and pump through the radio airwaves on Hot 107.5 on a regular basis. Don't forget, audience, subscribe on our website, follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right. Without further ado, let's please give a warm TDH welcome to our very special guest for the day. We're going to be talking about pursuing CPA in Canada, and please welcome Heather Brewer. Oops, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Oops, not. Ooh. I'm so sorry, Heather. Good morning. Happy Monday.
Good morning.
I was not calling the police on you. I'm sorry. Not going to do that. First off, welcome. Thank you for doing this. Happy Monday morning to you. I've got to ask you before we get into anything, do you have a special talent?
Do I have a special talent? I was listening to that. I would say I know the words to like a lot of songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not one of those people who knows think you know the words and sing the wrong ones and just make up your song? You actually know the real lyrics.
I mean, I'm sure it happens, and I am not a singer by any stretch of the imagination, but I know the words to a lot of songs.
I see what you did there. You're sticking with your story, and I appreciate it. All right, well, Heather, thank you for doing this. Before we jump into the meat of the conversation, just give the audience a bit about your background, who you are, and what it is that you do.
Sure. So I'm the director of marketing recruitment at the CPA Atlantic School of Business. We're based in Halifax, Nova Scotia, but our program is online. And I've been working in the marketing communication space for the last 20 years. And I've been with this organization for a little over 2 now, and really excited to share some information we have about our current program and the new program. A lot of exciting things happening in the world of the chartered professional accounting space.
Indeed. And for Bermudians interested, and audience, if you have any questions for Heather, you know how it goes. Just send them through, questions or comments, and we'll get through as many as possible. But for Bermudians interested in becoming CPAs in Canada, what are the main pathways they need to understand before getting started?
Sure. And just as an aside, the Canadian CPA designation and the Bermudian CPA designation are actually, so we're talking about the same designation. So the first thing you need to get into the program, there's 220-hour degree. So your basic kind of 4-year bachelor degree. It can be in anything. If it's in business and specific accounting, your path to the designation is going to be a lot shorter, but a 4-year degree in anything will get you through the door. Alternatively, if you don't have that 4-year degree, we're looking for 8 years working experience. And with that, you would have to take our preparatory courses. We offer them through the school, part-time online as well. And there are 14 of them. If you have the degree in accounting, you've probably already taken them all and you would come right into our main program.
Interesting. Thank you for that, because I did wonder if someone needed a degree, but if they have 8 years experience, they can take the some prerequisites and then go. That is very good to know. And audience, I'll get to your questions. I see them coming through in a few. So the CPA process includes education exams, practical experience. Just walk us through each of those components and how long the journey typically takes.
Sure. So the journey really depends on how many of those prerequisite courses you would have coming into the program. There are 14. And we offer our semesters 4 times a year. So fall, winter, spring, summer, and you can take any course, any semester. So it's very flexible in terms of where you come in and when. The main program, which is our professional education program or our PEP program, has 6 modules. We have 2 cores, core 1 and core 2, which is essentially financial and management accounting. Then we have 4 electives, of which people would select 2. And then we have 2 capstone courses, which really kind of summarizes what you've learned so far and gets you ready to write the CFE exam, the common final exam, at the end. So if you're coming to us with an accounting degree right into the main program, on average, it takes about 18 to 24 months to complete. If you're coming to meeting those prerequisites, you'd have that 18 to 24 months as well as a semester for each prerequisite you need, essentially. And in terms of the practical experience, we do require 30 months of that as well, but our program is part-time and it's designed for the working professional. So we anticipate most people will be gathering that work experience as they do their studies.
Mm, that's good to know. My business partner, we were in graduate school together, and while we were doing our MBAs, she was doing that as well. And I'm just like, how big is your brain to do this stuff? Like, I was struggling doing the MBA. I'm just honest about that. But it's a lot of work, and I appreciate that, as you said, working with people, because people are usually working as professionals while doing this. But for Bermudians studying or working in Bermuda, what are the key requirements or equivalencies they need to be aware of before applying to the CPA program?
Apologies, I think I just lost my connection, but it's back now.
Oh, no worries. No, I was asking for Bermudian studying or working, what are some of the key requirements or equivalencies they need to be aware of before applying to the CPA program?
So before applying to the CPA program, and you just kind of alluded to it. It is a lot of work. We don't shy away from the fact that it is a very demanding program, but the rewards are there on the other side. So I think that just things you should know before coming into the program would be you really do have to be ready with a plan to kind of look at that work-life balance and what that's going to look like for you, because folks typically are working full-time while they are taking the program. And also not going over the top with that. We've heard from a lot of CPAs that they kind of leaned in too far on the trying to jam 100 hours a week into doing the program and their work, and just burnt out. So making sure that you schedule the time for the study, but also making sure you schedule time for life. And we understand that this is a program for adults, and people have lives and responsibilities and commitments. So it is very flexible. So when you're coming in, there are different pathways to look at in terms of how long each semester is. For example, you can extend your semester over two to make it less study time, make it a bit less arduous in the evenings and on the weekends, or you can fast track it as well. So really just looking at where you are in life and understanding what path is going to work best for you. We do have advisors. My advisor for Bermuda is here with me on this trip, Maori Basha. So if you see us at any of our events, be sure to come over, say hi, and she would be the one to kind of help you plan your path, help you plan what it's going to look like with your life commitments, and be your helper on the journey, if you will.
Indeed. Now let's get to the difficult stuff, because exams. I all throughout my academic career, which was a bit longer than some, the exams for the CPA are known to be extremely challenging. What advice do you give candidates about preparing effectively, staying disciplined, and avoiding common mistakes?
So yeah, the exams are difficult. Absolutely true, but very doable. So when it comes to exams, I would say definitely, and here in Bermuda, there are tons of CPAs. I've definitely talked to people who have done it. Get some tips and tricks from the folks who have done the program and have been successful in the program. Also at the school, we actually have an entire department for student success. So there are tons of opportunities available for folks in the program to take advantage of in terms of mentorship and stuff like that. We can hook you up with a mentor of someone who's already been in the program and been successful. Also here at CPA Bermuda on Parliament Street, there is a student lounge. So oftentimes we see folks who may be the only person in their course at their place of employment. But it is a great place to meet other people who are in the program. So maybe you're doing, say, Core 1, for example, but there's nobody in Core 1 where you work. Maybe you'll meet some other people in Core 1 over at the student lounge at CPA Bermuda, who you can study with and kind of commiserate with and succeed with at the same time. But don't go it alone, I think would be my best bit of advice.
Practical experience is a big part of earning the designation. How can Bermudian candidates secure the right kind of work placements, either in Canada or remotely, to meet those requirements?
Sure. So basically what we're looking for in the practical experience is progressive work experience. So we don't want your first day to look like your 30th month. We want to see kind of increasing complexity, increasing responsibility in your role. So right here in Bermuda, if you are on island, and the program can be taken entirely on island, I wanted to mention that it is online and there are exam centers here. Typically we write at Bermuda College for the exams, but you don't have to be in Canada to take the program. You can do it here. So we do have a list of what we call PPRs. So these are employers in Bermuda or in Canada who have been pre-approved in terms of their jobs that they offer for CPA candidates. So That means that your reporting is going to be a lot less arduous. It's going to be a lot more straightforward. And we know that that job that you are in already is going to give you everything that you need because it's been pre-approved. So that's probably the easier options. And the entire list of offices in Bermuda and in Atlantic as well are available on our website under our experience tab. But you don't have to go that way. We also have what is called their EVR route, our experience verification route. So that can be done. Typically, that's like your government or industry, private workplaces outside of kind of typically your firms that you would think of for a CPA role. So totally possible to do it there as well. It's just that your reporting requirements will be a bit more robust.
All righty. We've got some questions from the audience. We've got Mass BDA. Mass BDA says, do people get confused between the two designations, Chartered Professional Accountant and Certified Public Accountant, using the acronym CPA?
Likely, yes. We try to when we are promoting in Bermuda. In Canada, CPA is the only designation, so it's not as much of an issue there. But when we are promoting in Bermuda, we do try to use Chartered Professional Accountant versus the acronym where we can, because we do understand that there are several designations here on the island that we don't have in Canada. So yes, I would assume that has been a source of confusion.
All right. Here's another question from Mass BDA. What courses were integrated from the CMA, CGA, and CA to make up CPA courses?
So those courses from the 3 previous destinations at the time of merger were all kind of let go and rebuilt into something new. So the courses that you would take in the main program now are Core 1 and Core 2, so financial and management accounting. The 4 electives would be audit and assurance, taxation, finance, and performance management. If you plan on going into public practice, you would do the audit and assurance and taxation. Those would be required. And then the other 2 are your capstone ones. So capstone 1 is a group project case study. And that would be the same case that you would write on the first day of your common final exam. So it's good practice for that. Capstone 2 is basically a recap of all of the courses that you would have taken on more of the technical side of things. And that gets you ready for day 2 and 3 of the common final exam. So none of the courses per se came forward, but they were rebuilt into something new and better.
All righty. And what resources, supports, or networks do you recommend for Bermudians who want to pursue accounting but aren't sure where to start?
Definitely CPA Bermuda is a great resource. Like I said, they're over on Parliament Street there. They love students. They love having students in there. They have a lounge that students can get a fob for and access 24/7. If they want to study outside of work hours, that's available to you. I would reach out to our student success department at the school as well to see what's available. We do offer a ton of supplementary webinars. We do offer what we call now our Mod Zero, which isn't part officially of the program, but we do require it if you go to the CPA Atlantic School of Business. And that's just really to prepare you to understand your new learning management system, to understand the materials that you're going to need to be successful in the program. So we've created something to set people up for success when they come in. So definitely take advantage of the things that are available to you, the mentorship. We have all this at the school and we don't see a lot of uptake on it. And it's a shame because it really is helpful for the folks that take it. And the other part would be find the people in your program, find people, your study buddies, because it's way easier to do it with a little group, a little cohort versus on your own. And you can find those at your place of employment. You can find them at CPA Bermuda, or you can reach out to us at the school and we can look at ways to get you connected with other people on the program here on the island.
All right. Audience, let us know, is there anyone who's a CPA in the audience? If you're a CPA, let us know in the audience. I just want to, before you head out, Heather, you mentioned events earlier. There's some events coming up that people can attend?
Yes, absolutely. We're here for a few days and we have a couple of public events. The first one is tonight. So we have a public information session. It's going to be held at CPA Bermuda. It's at 6 o'clock. You can register for that on our website, cpaatlantic.ca/Bermuda. If you don't have time to register, that's okay. By all means, come. We'll get you registered when you arrive. Totally free to attend. Additionally, tomorrow we have our speed networking event also at CPA Bermuda. So that's going to be at 4 o'clock till 6. There'll be a networking portion afterwards. And we have some of the top employers on the island there. And we're going to have just a bit of a setup where it'll be timed, kind of like a speed dating scenario where you'll go talk from employer to employer, learn about what you could do with their organization as a CPA, learn about what they offer CPA candidates. For example, do they offer paid time off? Do they pay for your program, stuff like that? So it's a great opportunity to, one, come learn more about the program, but also kind of network with some of the top employers on the island.
Indeed.
And that's free as well.
Okay, perfect. One last question from the audience. Mass BDA, did you mention the cost of the course, the CPA program?
Yeah, so I haven't. The cost depends on how many prerequisite courses you need. But if you're just coming into the main program, the cost start to finish is about $12,000, and there are no international costs for someone in Bermuda, the same cost for someone in Canada or US or
All right. Had a little challenge just now, but I'm sure we'll work it out. But Heather, thank you so much. And we do kind of have some. Stacey Ann Brown says, I'm the UK version of a CPA. I'm FCCA. So I know we have a few in the audience who are accountants. So just they may not be open to sharing their designations. But thank you for this conversation. And audience, if you or someone you know is looking to get into this space, they've got events starting tonight, free, of course, public events. Make sure you get there. Thank you, Heather, for making time to actually speak about this on this platform. And don't be a stranger. If you guys have anything coming up, please reach out.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Have a great day. All right. Heather Brewer, folks, from CPA Atlantic School. Also, we have Jamila Godwin said, CPA Bermuda is also able to provide mentors from those that are in the industry working. Well, this is good to know, folks. We're going to take our final break, but do not go anywhere, because we've got a daily play coming up. But for those of you who tuned in so far and you've appreciated the discussion and the conversation, whether you're streaming on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, X, or Instagram, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. We'll be back after this short break to have a daily play with you. Stick with us.
Considering the increasing challenges faced by financial institutions, the need for insurance protection is a critical component of the risk management framework. At Friesenbrook, our priority is to safeguard your assets with the most optimal, cost-effective risk management cover to help protect your business, whether it be cyber, directors and officer liability, professional indemnity, or property insurance. Call us on 296-3600 to learn more about our full suite of competitive corporate insurance products. At Friesenbrook, we provide insurance you can count on.
Dreaming of expanding your business? With BDC's Loan Guarantee Program, we support your ambitions. Get up to 75% guarantee on bank or credit union loans up to $300,000. Just your vision and our support. Apply today and unlock new business opportunities. BDC, Bermuda business starts here.
For over 70 years, Bermuda Pest Control has been protecting homes and businesses island-wide. We offer a full suite of services, including rodent control, termite fumigation, and general insect control and maintenance. Our team of experts will quickly and efficiently eliminate any pest problem you may have. With Bermuda Pest Control, you can enjoy a pest-free home in no time. We're committed to providing fast, reliable, and solution-driven services for our customers. It's what we've been doing since 1952. Call Bermuda Pest Control today and say goodbye to pests for good.
Looking for the best care for your pets? Novazoc Feed and Supply has everything you need. From top quality foods to toys and supplies, we've got it all. Join our frequent buyer program and earn rewards every time you shop. Plus, we've been awarded the Clever Customer Initiative program for helping you save more. And don't forget, we open an hour early on Saturdays so you can get a head start on your pet care. Visit us today or shop online for easy pickup or delivery. Your pets will thank you.
PALS is a cancer care charity. We started 45 years ago. What started as a charity with half of a nurse, half-time nurse, and basically just assisting patients going home from the hospital, but patients dying at home. We now, 45 years later, have 6 nurses, a social worker, and a palliative care physician. I know a lot of people that watch the Daily Hour every day, so it's just educational. It helps you know more about specific charities or specific organizations, and kind of get the nitty gritty as opposed to just seeing a flyer on social media or just hearing or seeing a commercial. I think it's more beneficial. Like if I'm on the radio or on TV, I'm just like telling you what I think you want to know. But you might have specific questions that I can answer directly. I think it's much better having the live engagement.
All righty, welcome back. Thanks again to Heather Brewer for coming on, talking about the CPA opportunity for folks interested in pursuing one. Thanks again to all of you who've rocked with us. Again, if you're streaming with us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, X, or Instagram, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues, even those who oppose you, because nothing like a good conversation with those who oppose you. A lot of solutions in what we discuss on this program. All right, folks, it is. Thanks again to the BAC Group of Companies, Medicals, Lenders, People's Pharmacy, HSBC for ensuring we can do this with you on a regular basis and pump through the radio airwaves on Hot 107.5 with these most important community conversations. It's time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, are you ready? This is the first question for, this is easy. It's holiday time, folks. Don't tell me it's too early, all right? Here we go. How many times does Santa say ho? Stacey Ann Brown, it is 3. Mark said first, but he said 12. But it's 3, Stacey and Tussie and Chica and Manuela and Jewel. Yes, it is 3. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Yeah, it's 3 times. All righty, perfect. Don't worry, we still got some giveaways from the survey. All right, folks. So that's coming up. We'll probably do it either tomorrow or Wednesday with Maya or Teo. All right. But let's wrap it up for today. As far as the conversation earlier regarding the safety at public events, I think we, the people, the public, have a role to play in this. I do believe a police presence is necessary depending on the audience expected. But even if police are present, we've been saying this a lot lately. Those who want to do what they want to do will find a way. We need to be a bit more strict and enforce our policies at our organizations and our grounds. We need to be courageous in confronting the violence that has pretty much nearly taken over our community in some respects. And it's going to require all hands on deck, no spectators. And even if it's just conversations and feedback, we need to find a way to get our community to a space where the family is at the forefront of all that we do. As far as the conversation with Heather Brewer, look, we continue to talk about the things that AI is coming to replace and things it's coming to do. No one can take away your certifications that are in need. If you are interested or have the opportunity, I'd encourage you to reach out to CPA Bermuda. Who knows what can come of you achieving such a feat. It may be something you've never thought of doing. And the best part, if you've worked in accounts for over 8 years without a degree, this could be an opportunity for you to establish yourself professionally. So big up to anyone and everyone who takes advantage of that opportunity. All right, daily inspiration. All I'm going to say, it's a new week, a new opportunity for you to go and achieve what it is you want to do. So go do it. All right, folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Linda's, People's Pharmacy, and a big shout out to HSBC Bermuda for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis and pump through the radio airwaves on Hot 107.5 with these most important community conversations. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. We are out. Peace.